far this M6 and go with his signature. Does he get the Eden?
Aim. I'm the priestess of
that's
primal
whoa!
Whoa!
You want to deal range for range? I heard the chat mention this at one point, but I wasn't expecting this right now.
Oh, I had this literally not too long ago. I had this conversation with Miracle. Yes, Layla is a very interesting pick because in lane against this Bruno, there are a couple of interactions that can work. Again, keep in mind that Bruno, when he gets his empowered auto attacks, it stacks up to increase his crit rate. But the main source of damage comes from those footballs coming at you once he picks it back up. You can mini stun him, right? Those mini stuns are good, but eventually, what's good about Bruno in the current meta? Long range, crit build, and Layla does both, if not grows further than the Bruno.
Interesting pick. White Chicken locks in the R-Lot for him.
Mid side. Thinking for a fight, not just yet. Again, push and pull from both teams. FNOP definitely have a better position. Starting to threaten Mobile Zane as well. You don't want to be in range of that lantern.
Yeah, Super Friends. I mean, this is why the Jushin gets banned so much. But Super Friends also has to be careful. If you step just a little bit too far on that top side, you are alone. In comes the big Sandstorm, trying to get the flicker on Mobile Zane. Brusco goes down. Zia able to get the kill. Fnatic ONIC now backing up. Super Friends pops the Leonard Flare. Not enough. Big final slash. Mobile Zane able to get the turtle. The knockup from Kirk. Shark now trying to lock on. Super Friends backing up, but BTK have claimed the ground once again.
Very good initiative from BTK. Another flicker final slash to try and catch Super Friends, but this time saved by Kirk with that two-man Earth Shatter. If not, they might just end up losing that Jushin once again. BTK, sure, all three turtles going their way, but still FNOP not really falling behind. King Kong just hit that Holy Crystal in 8.5 minutes, and Kelra is just untouched.
We are down the wire right now. A lot of damage from Mobile Zane. Kelra forced it back off. White Chicken trying to get involved as well. Hoon showing up to the party. Brusco has been taken down a few times. Does lock on a White Chicken. Wait, nice final slash. Super Friends in trouble. Super Friends low. White Chicken able to get this hill. No. Mobile Zane snipes him out. That puts Mobile Zane at 3-1-2 right now. Finally trying to break that 1K gold lead.
And ended up trading a purple buff once more. King Kong, every single time when he sees Mobile Zane on the map, he's going to start taxing his jungle. So second purple buff that Mobile Zane will not be able to claim. And you can see the XP lead starting to build. King Kong one level ahead of Mobile Zane with 50 seconds to the next Lord. BTK got to start thinking about when this game goes late, how do we deal with King Kong? But most importantly, how do we get to Kelra on this Layla? Because Malefic Gun is going to eventually be an item choice, and he's going to max out his range at level 12.
I mean, we don't see the Layla very often. We just got the Berserker's Fury locked in. At what point does it become a major stress point? Wait a second, final slash does lock on. BTK though just testing the waters. But what point will Kelra really be the ultimate threat here?
Level 12 plus Malefic Gun. Level 12 onwards, right? Because you max out your ultimate level, so max range benefits for not just his abilities, but your attack range, and then the Malefic Gun adds on another 10-15%. You are going to outrange not just Bruno, but it's everyone else from BTK.
Nobody's matching the range of Layla. The gun, I mean, it's literally her gun, right? It's her weapon of choice. You can't lose the Land of Dawn with your own weapon, but a lot of damage lands on a Brusco once again. Has to pop the Quicksand Guard. Lord down to about 70-60%. Super Friends holding the front line, pulling White Chicken back. He's forced to use a flicker. Out comes the big gun. Does not connect. Mobile Zane around the side. Kirk able to take the Lord. Shark brings out the AOG. But Fnatic ONIC pushes them back so well. We don't even need to take a kill. We came what we got for.
It was just Super Friends and Kirk walking forward. Everyone else, King Kong, Kelra, working on the Lord. Good attempt for Mobile Zane, but ended up losing that objective over to Kirk, who somehow secured it with the Primal Wrath. I mean, BTK, they can definitely defend this, right? Even with this Lord take, it is still an even game. And I gotta say, BTK, they're playing this macro pretty well. They're not overextending. They're just testing the waters with Fnatic ONIC Philippines, but now they can defend.
Kirk gets a knock up on a White Chicken. Shark gets pulled back. Big hits. Shark in trouble. Kirk pops the ultimate. Final slash does land on a Kirk, but Shark still goes down the freeze. The connection. Kirk taken out as well. It's a 1-for-1 right now. Down on the bot side, Mobile Zane comes in, but King Kong's too much of a threat. Mobile Zane has to back off, and the Lord is still marching in.
Looking at the network for Fnatic ONIC Philippines, no sizable lead. Lord will be taken care of mid-side.
Look at the damage! Mobile Zane off the map. Fnatic ONIC now encroaching onto the base, bringing destruction along with them.
King Kong staying true to his words. He says he wants to fight Mobile Zane, but he's not even part of that fight. The rest of his team is taking care of Mobile Zane for him. And Fnatic ONIC Philippines off of one Lord gets themselves close to a 2k goal advantage, and now that Malefic Gun. Kelra has gotten the signature weapon for the Layla, everything falling back into place. 12 minutes into the game, this is where it might get a bit scary for BTK. We've seen a couple of times, they go for that engage, flicker final slash, but not every time converts into a lead for BTK. So you add on the extra range that FNOP has in their arsenal, BTK gotta be a bit more strategic with that approach.
You know, Fnatic ONIC played this so well in the beginning. They knew that maybe they couldn't take these big fights. Even at that first Lord, they couldn't exactly force a big fight. They knew it might cause them to lose. But as long as they could zone BTK back, and then throughout the whole early game, it was just kind of, they rubber band around the wall. They're doing the ropey dope, right?
Yeah.
They're letting BTK kind of waste the energy, not forcing any major fights, keep the goal at a standstill. And once we get online, it is time to push. And now BTK, they're tired out, man. Their arms are down. They can't keep their fist up to block their face, and Fnatic ONIC is punching.
Both teams playing it like it's a marathon, and that's exactly how you approach the game. Honestly, very impressed with what you just mentioned, Trex, because a lot of the teams in the Swiss stage so far, they ended up forcing unnecessary fights, but not these two teams, right? They are tangling with one another. They're trying to look for those small weakness points, trying to get the read, and I wouldn't say that any of them folded. It's more of who creates the better opportunity, and obviously it's FNOP off of one Lord take, but it didn't do too much of a damage to BTK. They can still contest. This second Lord will be very important.
I think what's big for BTK right here is don't overextend it. If you can get Kelra, get it. But Shark keeps on hanging out on this front side and getting hit by that lantern, right? And keeps getting chipped down, but wait a second. Brusco brings the engage, and King Kong into the backside with electrifying beats. But Zia able to put out the damage. Fried Chicken goes down. Zia finds King Kong, but now Zia falls to Kelra. The guns are out. They're exploding, and members of BTK are dropping. Mobazane and Shark back to the base as Kelra just pushes them away.
King Kong might have went down, but we didn't get to talk much about the war cry, right? Extra damage, so it's all about numbers. We might have bloodthirsty kings, but FNOP have a bloodthirsty King Kong.
At this point, the tower is falling. BTK's in shambles. It's a 2k gold lead over to Fnatic ONIC. They're going to move back. They're going to go for the Lord. They're going to take their time with this.
The positioning for King Kong has been superb. He just walks out with the electrifying beast, takes out half 50% HP for 3 members of BTK. This could be a Hail Mary attempt. Mobile Zane needs to make the steal of his life, but Fnatic ONIC Philippines will not even give them any opportunity to even go for a 50-50. That coin flip for FNOP is unnecessary. They can wait for as long as they want.
Yeah, it's definitely full advantage to Fnatic ONIC PH right now. And look at them waiting. They know BTK is going to come. Brusco, the rest of the team, they're like, we're not even rushing this. We know you guys are going to come to us right now. Shark's going to look for it. Mobazane and team are going to look for it. And Fnatic ONIC have the trap ready.
The bottom wave is pushing it in favor of Fnatic ONIC as well. So eventually, BTK will have to deal with that wave.
Conceal play. Brusco looking for a target here. BTK maybe a little too grouped up. Concealed from BTK as well, but Super Friends able to expose them all. Bring back Shark. Out comes the Earth Shatter. Shark down to about half health as Kelra just continues to chip away at the Lord, waiting for BTK to do something about it.
This is Lord for FNOP. Nothing that BTK can do. The best course of action is to try and defend against this siege. At least keep one inhibitor alive by the end of it, even though it is a massive ask right now for BTK.
BOD for Kelra. That's even more. Even more damage.
Even more damage.
We don't need a rose gold.
Yep.
We don't need anything crazy like a defensive item. No immortality. You'll never get to me.
You never get to Kelra. You have to get through everyone else before Kelra even becomes a point of consideration. He even has Flicker, right? I don't think I've seen Kelra Flicker the entire game.
All right, BTK now on the defensive as Fnatic ONIC break through the front walls. The Kings looking to survive out this game. We're 16 minutes in as Brusco looks for the engage. The damage from Kelra just so much at such a long range right now.
And respect Zia's damage as well. So they did accomplish what I hope they could. which is keep at least one inhibitor alive. They lost the bottom one because King Kong was escorting that wave, but if they can clear out this wave, I think BTK will have a good chance.
I thought that was Kelra, but it wasn't. He flicked back. That was the first flicker of the game, and a lot of damage on him. Mobazane. AOG comes out, but it's defensive. Fly Chicken in trouble. Forced to go back. Super Friend slow as well. Zia able to get the hit. Will it be enough to turn the tables, though? Kirk now forced to back off. All inhibitors have dropped. Fnatic ONIC don't care if we lose one. We got all your towers.
The gold standard with the golden reaction. You don't even see it. If you blink it, you miss it. They do lose Super Friends, but the payoff was more than worth it. All three inhibitors down. BTK put on the back foot. I'm looking at the winner prediction. It's just 8% for BTK, but they're going to try to get as much map advantage as they can. King Kong, though, watch out for this man. He's coming in of an off angle.
BTK able to claim some ground there. They use the conceal just to get themselves back on the map, take a tower. You know, if they were able to take that top inhibitor, at least the Lord would have been on bottom side and their long lane wouldn't have been extremely pressured. But now with no inhibitors, it is trouble. And look at King Kong's positioning right now.
Yeah, King Kong can do whatever he wants. Like BTK, you gotta recall right now to deal with that wave. King Kong is still staying. There's a good chance that this becomes the undoing of BTK. Of course, they see that. So right now, you are forced to defend your base, and you concede the entire map to FNOP. They can do whatever they want. Brusco can park himself topside. King Kong can wait near the Lord. The war is their oyster.
Yeah, they just, I mean, at this point, BTK's hope is that Hail Mary play, right?
Yeah.
They need a crazy final slash. They need a crazy AOG. But Fnatic ONIC OP is OP. No, they don't. They don't make many mistakes, man. They're not going to leave many openings. You got to meet them head on, and that's going to be tough for BTK.
Even for teams that have drawn blood from SNOP, I'm thinking of a good example, but honestly, Aurora is probably my closest one. And even that wasn't easy, right? Aurora was taking the fight to FNOP in that NPLPH finals. BTK, they have been trying, but clearly they have been losing ground. This dance can go on forever, and it will never benefit BTK.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? It is at 18.5 minutes. Gold is getting to that, you know, peak point where items will start maxing out. They'll start getting to the juggling phase.
Yep.
But it needs to come a little bit sooner for BTK because, as you said, Fnatic ONIC, they can just play with this Lord. They can hang out. That long lane on top side's going to push, but BTK might have to force the issue. And this is a concealed play to maybe try to do it. They find no one, though. Mobazane. It's going to come down to the 50-50 retry at this point.
FNOP are going to look for a fight. They just saw Zia on the map. They're going to look for the Lord. What are they going to do, BTK? Is this that Hail Mary attempt? Both marksmen have sold their boots. GDS for Kelra, so once he drops that big laser, he's going to run straight at BTK.
And they got to go to top side. Zia going to try to clear wave. And at this point, Fnatic ONIC's going to start rushing this Lord. You can see King Kong. You can see Kelra. Shark hiding out in the tri-bush. Mobazane there as well. Zia might be too late to this party, though.
He has to somehow walk out forward. That top wave will hold just for a while. And King Kong, he's just baiting Mobazane, getting teased. Here we go.
Earth Shatter does connect on to Mobazane. Mobazane a little bit of trouble trying to dash through, trying to look for it. Mobazane takes it, but it may be their undoing. Fnatic ONIC now on the prowl. They know what they got to do. We got to clear these three. The big flicker from Brusco doing the damage. The Frigid Glacier trying to defend, but King Kong finds Shark. Zia will be next. And Fnatic ONIC Philippines take game number 1.
And that is how you start off the advancement series between BTK and Fnatic ONIC Philippines. Was it a masterclass? Sure. But let me tell you, Bloodthirsty Kings put up a pretty good fight. Mobazane got another highlight reel with that Lord Steel at the end. But unfortunately, macro-wise, it was just not in their favor. Kelra ended the game on Layla with 5-0-4.